lot on her show last night. I'll play a clip in a moment. They were arrested at the airport in Cancun, 4th of March. Authorities said they would be facing charges, allegedly for having an unsettled membership charge at Palace Resorts. I think there's a timeline of all of this that we have. Just sort of background if people haven't been following the story. There we go. So they signed this timeshare contract with the company, and then they disputed the charge. It's been going on for a few years. So eventually, again, they end up getting arrested, right? And they're held at the airport. Now, on Ashley Banfield's show, close friend named Mallory was on the show, and here's the exchange.
This dispute was settled years ago. Did they have any indication from the Mexican authorities that if they came back to Mexico, this would happen?
Absolutely not. I don't think there's any way that they would have gone to Mexico if they knew. And the palace swears that they sent them warnings and that they knew that this was going to happen. Those warnings were not received. I don't believe were ever sent. I believe it was a full ambush and they wanted to catch them off guard.
Is that what you believe as well? I mean, this is some story. It's kind of scary. There's a Republican Congressman named Tom Barrett from Michigan who's down there trying to help them. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a really scary story, and it's one of the differences in the law when you're going to another country. Here, much of what they're talking about with respect to this timeshare, the social media posts, all of that, and contesting the credit card charges,
right,
that would all be civil under the United States law. So you would be talking about whether or not this money is rightfully owed or not. You'd find yourself in a civil court. But when you're in Mexico, they've couched it as a criminal investigation, meaning it's fraudulent, because they've contested these credit card charges, which were rightful. And even though American Express refunded it, they did it for the intent to defraud that particular company. And so all of that culminates in a situation where you have to rely on diplomacy now, and you've got a Republican trying to help assist them, and you've got lawyers engaged. But at the end of the day, this is a big difficulty in getting any sort of court order or justice on the American side to come in and intervene.
So their daughter posted on Facebook, their daughter's named Lindsay, that we've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars towards Mexican legal representation, but unfortunately, that only goes so far when you're dealing with this level of corruption and extortion. We have also met prior demands given to us by the Palace Company, and yet they have had no serious response to letting our parents free. But to your point, you're dealing in this situation, a timeshare in another country. You're playing by different rules.
Right, and there was an open warrant for their arrest, and one of the arguments that's being raised by the family is that there had been some overtures to say, give us $250,000, and there's no guarantee the criminal charges won't go away, but it's about money. Well, that's conflated in their legal system, whereas in the United States, as I said, it would be a civil court type issue. You wouldn't be talking about an arrest or being jailed. So my heart breaks for this family, and especially since the communication has not been what it should be as far as being able to make sure that those individuals are okay. But it's really relying on the government now to step in and intervene with diplomacy in order to see if they'll be released.
Yeah, Congressman Barrett again is down there, so we'll see. We'll follow it. We'll have an update. Thank you, Misty. As always, Misty Marris. Deadline Loop. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.